Welcome to Goat Talk Live.
I don't know. I get a little tired of hearing it, right?
The 99 is terrible. Here, I'm lacking for some reason. It's real white and flabby.
WTF. What are we doing?
Eddie, I tell everybody to listen that we're a really big deal.
Continues to grow and grow and grow.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Goat Talk Live. I'm your host, Eddie Smith, and next to me I got Patrick Dravick. And tonight, episode 55. Can you believe it?
I thought we just said 50 like a week ago.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We're already 55 episodes into this thing. It's been a great ride so far, and it's going to continue to be a great ride. Excited for tonight. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Just kind of, it's going to be a sort of a chill one, I think. We're going to sit and talk with our audience a little bit, include everybody in there, and sort of not make it so rigid, I guess, and just talk about all the stuff Goat Locker, what's going on in the series, what's going on in the nonprofit, what's going on everywhere else in NASCAR. There's a little fun stuff going on that we can talk about. NASCAR season right around the corner. But before we do any of that, we're going to thank our sponsor, SAVE22. We appreciate everything that they do. Glad to have them on board. Go check them out, Tuesday Talk. And check out all the stuff they're doing on socials at SAVE22Vet on YouTube, SAVE22.vet online. Go check them out. Also, ATYL Media, Taylor Kitchen over there doing amazing jobs. Incredible. We can only hope to get anywhere close, and I don't think we're ever going to make it.
No.
But we're happy to be on her platform and lead some of her viewers, I guess, is what we're doing. I don't know. We're riding the coattails of a juggernaut in the NASCAR and motorsport media
I don't know what I'm doing with my
space.
hands.
What are you riding? You're riding a horse? Is that what you're
doing?
It
was like, in my head, it was like I was grabbing coattails and going along.
Okay.
And then I saw myself, and I'm like, nope. Nope. All right.
Like you maybe going for a magic carpet ride.
Oh,
well,
just going dark.
What you're going dark? It's 0 dark 30. Clear.
We're off the rails.
Well, thanks Taylor Kitchen for allowing us to be a part of their podcast network. It's just an honor, and I want to thank their sponsors as well. NASCAR.shop. That's NASCAR with a D .shop. Go check them out. Tell them that ATYL Media sent you Taylor Kitchen, and support those that support us. Well, a great show. We got a lot to talk about. We've got a spring season that has kicked off. Daytona in the past, a few more races, Vegas, Texas, a couple other tracks in the past. And, so a lot going on, a lot to talk about. But we always kind of start off the show with the nonprofit, Pat. And, y'all had a great time, I hear, in Ohio this past weekend.
If that's actually a thing, if that's something that can happen, to have a great time in the state of Ohio, I guess we had it. But no, we were invited out to the winter conference for the Ohio American Legion. And we were invited out by Gary Cox. And some of you know Gary, some of you don't. He was a recipient, of our one of our sim rigs in November of 2024. Mm. And he's super. He's the vice commander for the state, I think, or one of the posts, or something along those lines. And he invited us out for this thing because they want to show, people within the American Legion that there are other things out there that can help connect young veterans. And so we headed out there last Friday. Me and Andy loaded up the Goat Locker truck, the Goat Locker trailer, strapped in, and did the 3-hour drive over to Columbus. First stop was Cruising Classics. And if you've never been to Cruising Classics, and many of you have not, and I'm not saying go flood, the dealership or any of those types of things. If you do, tell them Goat Locker Racing sent you. But they just have some incredible machines there, and and of course we always get the private tour from the owners and take us around and show us all the different cars and things like that, which is, for me, I'm just in heaven. He had a couple beautiful Corvettes in there and a couple Road Runners. I mean, you name it. I mean, it's Cruising Classics at the end of the day, and a lot of restomodded, different trucks and cars, and but such an incredible time with them because, and I know Eddie, me and you were talking about this before we even came on the show. Cruising Classics has been with us before we were ever a nonprofit. They believed in us since day one. Been a tremendous supporter. So any chance that I get to stop by and hang out with them, I definitely will. And then, we packed up from there, got checked into the old Airbnb. And lo and behold, when we showed up at the Airbnb, John Moser from SAVE22 was there. And we invited him down. He just didn't show up randomly for all you weirdos out there.
Well, did you put him up in a witch palace, or is that just something you do to us?
I save that stuff for my good friends.
Okay,
you got to save that stuff for your good friends,
right?
But no, we invited him down, which was tremendous. And no, it was just a random house in a random neighborhood. It was actually pretty nice.
Nice.
Wasn't too bad. And then we had the opportunity to load up the truck and head over to Nasty's, which again is another tremendous supporter of ours. Had an incredible time there. And, what was really cool for me, and I always think is really cool for this organization, is when we can bring people together that we normally don't get together, and those that really truly support us. So at dinner was, Ryan Pendleton, who, if you know him, everybody knows Ryan Pendleton. If you don't, I don't know where you've been, but many of you might not know Ryan Pendleton is on our board of directors. So he's one of the leaders of the organization. And oh yeah, he's already been on me about that one. So yeah,
I guess you're running dirt tonight.
I tried to come up with every excuse in the book. He's like, I don't know why none of you guys run dirt in our team chat. And I'm like, I got this thing called Goat Talk. But at dinner was Ryan Pendleton, on our board of directors, tremendous friend of ours and tremendous friend of mine. The owners of Cruising Classics was there as well. And then all of you have definitely heard us talk about NASCAR Tom. Some of you have met him. Eddie, you've met him. And he's such an awesome guy. But he is the one that donates the VIP passes to the races that we've gone to the past couple of years. He's the one that helped, donated the passes for us to go to the Bristol Night Race, the playoff race. He's the one that got all you guys to the Coca-Cola 600 this past year. So to sit down and then, so dinner is Ryan Pendleton. It's the owners of Cruising Classics. It's NASCAR Tom. It's John Moser from SAVE22. And then these two goobers from Goat Locker Racing, Pat and Andy. And we had an incredible dinner. A lot of really good times just talking about where Goat Locker has been, where it's going, how can we better support it, and things like that. So pretty awesome. Of course, NASCAR Tom's all in. So we'll be making some announcements about which race, and who we're going to select to go to that race and all that fun stuff in the coming months. So stay tuned for that one for sure. But we've got.
I was just talking about him today. I was talking about him with all their technology and stuff. He spent a lot of time when we were at the 600 kind of giving us the skinny in their trailer, explaining everything. And it's just so cool how, they have patents on RF technology to allow them to, we were kind of, I was talking about it to somebody today, where they actually set up cell phone towers basically around each racetrack when they go. And so when you're carrying the guys that are carrying the packs of the cameras or the playback little screens that the reporters and stuff are looking at, the drivers see when they're watching a playback of a wreck, they can walk that stuff all over the track, and it just jumps from tower to tower to tower, and so they can have freedom of movement. And they have a patent, I think, on some sort of technology on one of those things. And you could tell he's very passionate about it. He's very good at what he does too, and they kick ass. So it was a lot of fun, very informative for sure.
Yeah, and so I can't wait to start that process again and pick the track. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm off the rails. Everybody's off the. I'm a half reading comments, half paying attention to you. Don't want to miss anything because there's always strays that end up happening in the comments, and I want to make sure that I'm on top of them because you're not going to get the best of me. If you're going to decide to throw some shade, I'm going to throw it back, Noah. And then Saturday, we got to hang out with the American Legion and all the leaders from that state. So all the different post commanders, things along those lines. And, for me, Eddie, what was so cool about that is to see how many of them understood what we were doing and to see how it could help connect to young veterans and to see how it could help them with their transition, with some of the things that they're dealing with. I've always said from day one, me and Jamie, when we came up with this idea about this whole thing, is like, would anybody understand what we were trying to do? And it always amazes me when people do. They get it right out of the gate. And many of those folks from the American Legion got it right out of the gate. Many of them talked to us about, how do we get this in our post? How can we get one of these in our post? How can we get involved? How can we, do this with it, do that with it? So we had some incredible discussions, and left there, pretty invigorated. Well, also pretty invigorated because it was cold and it's the damn Midwest. And we had to load the trailer and all that other stuff and get out of there. But awesome weekend, Eddie. Just awesome weekend.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it. Sounds like it's a lot of fun. Well, what else is going on in the nonprofit? You got a lot of stuff going on, stuff that we've talked about, some things that we talked about last week with, we talked about a new place that you've been moving into. You've got some stuff cooking in the background that will need a little bit of time to simmer. But there's always stuff going on in the Goat Locker world. You're always busy, Pat. That's why you keep people sending messages saying, "Don't message me."
I didn't send that message. There's a few people out there that actually, I think, like me and stick up for me from time to time. I appreciate you folks. It's tough out here for a pimp, yeah, we've got
Nice.
so many. I know, got to slide something in there every now and again. I do keep my pimp ham strong. I got to get off of this tangent. It's going to get us canceled or something. I don't know. Nobody's watching anyway. We can't get canceled.
Yeah, nobody's watching.
Yeah. But yeah, we continue to move into the building. We showed some pictures last week. Not much has changed. I think the only thing that's kind of really changed was, we went over there this week, actually unloaded the trailer. So the mobile sim is inside the office and it's all set up, and started laying some things out, like, what desk is going to look good here, and, what looks good there, and where are we going to hang this and where are we going to hang that, and so as it continues to come together, we will continue to share some pictures and photos. It's pretty exciting times for Goat Locker Racing, and I have a lot of meetings. I have a lot of lunches. I have a lot of Teams calls, Google Meets, I have Zoomies. I don't know, all of them. And when I mention some of these things to people, like, hey, we're moving into a building, I mean, I've had a few people that have just paused me and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, we're moving into a building. And I guess when you're in the throes of it and you're going through all the mechanics of it, it doesn't sink in really. Like, This is like, you've made it to that point. Like, you're actually getting a facility for your nonprofit. And a couple of people have paused me and they're like, that's incredible, man. That's just unbelievable. You guys have grown from what you were to you're moving into your own facility, and you're going to have an office where you can host people. And I'm like, oh yeah, that is pretty cool. I gotta go back to the mechanics of it. I gotta get this together. I gotta get that together. We gotta hang the whiteboard on the wall, and we gotta start mapping this out and mapping that out. And I gotta get a storage rack to put the parts and pieces for the veteran sim rigs that are going out, because, oh, by the way, next week we hit the road again to deliver one of those. I mean, it don't stop, man. It
Never ends. Hey, look, I love it. The amount of work that there's always more to be done, but man, being able to do what y'all have done and be able to see the positivity in veterans' lives, first responders, is incredible, man. It's in that you can't take it away from you, no matter what happens. Goat Locker has made some real positive impact on people's lives. I'm being one of them. So, and I'm not even a veteran, so just imagine. So it's just an awesome mission, awesome group of people, and I love to see where it's at. I'm happy to see that we've got some problems like what we have in our even a racing league, where we got so many people and so many things, and we're going through some growing pains as far as that goes. And while on the nonprofit side, you're just having so many exciting things, conversations. People are taking you a little bit more seriously, Pat, now. you think in those meetings and they're not kind of going, well, what do you do? It's got to feel pretty awesome to see the fruits of it later down the line.
It does. It's the amount of people that are excited for that part alone. I had some pretty incredible phone calls this week, and a couple of very influential people within the racing world can't wait for us to open the doors and come see it. And I'm like, you're in a multi-million dollar race shop, and you can't wait to come see my little, gig. I mean, that's pretty, it's pretty incredible. And yeah, every now and again, you got to step back and, I don't know, smell some flowers or step on some roses. I don't know how that saying goes, or whatever. You got to do something. and just realize where you've come, where you go, Cotton Eye Joe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I mean, what hard work does, man. You work hard, you see the fruits of your labor, you get to enjoy that. But the work never stops. But I think that's the part of life that's fun is the journey, the movement, the actual work itself. It's not usually the outcome because the outcome happens and it goes away real fast. You give one of those sim rigs, it probably feels good for a moment, and it's like, all right, on to the next thing. The journey, the purpose in life that you kind of get out of doing that stuff, it's got to feel amazing. So. Just so cool to see all that kind of stuff that you guys have been doing. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then oh, by the way, there's a racing league that has 11 different series being run every week. Pretty incredible stuff. I had a guy message me the other day, and this happens from time to time. He said, "Hey, I got a friend of mine that does some broadcasting for a X, Y, and Z channel. Want to know if you'd be interested?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm always interested in hearing what somebody's got." And he messaged me and he was like, I'm looking for a producer to do some broadcast. I said, okay, cool. And he said, I said, here's the nights that I'm available. I'm currently booked Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So whatever day you can fit it in there, I'll be glad to join. So it's so cool, man. So cool. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. There's over 600 people, I think, in the Discord.
Yes.
And let's kind of talk a little bit about this. Let's pull back the curtains a little bit. Let's do some. There's my dog in the background.
Hi, buddy.
It's got a bone, wants to play. I think that's Dottie right there. That's Dottie, our little 2-year-old dog. But let's pull back the curtains a little bit. And let's talk about some stuff that we've been going through. We didn't really plan this, so this will be kind of off the cuff, and Pat might be a little blindsided. But we've been having so many people come in that we've been trying to have conversations about keeping the Discord clean. Soapboxes have kind of gone beyond sometimes where we expect them to be. We don't have to get in specifics, but it's just interesting the problems that you run into as you grow. And how you go from, just a few people talking in Discord a week to now it's just a constant stream. Like I could see, because we're the broadcaster role, I could see every channel in the Discord. And to get down to where I want to go, I got to sit there and scroll over and over and over. I'm like, come on. I even got some of the series that I'm not a part of collapsed, so I can't see it. Yeah. It's just the Discord, and they keep adding channels. Somebody added channels the other day, trying to get having some people, trying to get folks to help each other and stuff. And so it's pretty incredible what's been going on with all that.
Yeah. So I mean, we definitely have some growing pains, but the one thing that we've always tried to stay true to is that it doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to Jamie. It doesn't belong to Jake. It doesn't belong to the series directors. The racing series, the racing league, belongs to everybody that's a part of it. And so we try to listen and we try to take in, things, and then we are more than happy to try anything out. We are more than happy to fire anything off, and we fall flat on our face. Oh, well. We've had tremendous success that way, and we've had some things not go so well, and that's okay. As long as we continue to try and we continue to offer more and more things, because we want to be able to offer something to not everybody. You're never going to be able to do that. I mean, somebody's going to pop in here like, I want to run Formula V's, and we're going to be like, okay, shut up. We can't do everything. And now somebody's going to say it because I just said it. But not that Formula V's aren't fun, so if anybody from Formula V's watching, your cars are cool. Chill out.
Yeah.
But we want to continue to do that. And I've also said, and, everybody that's on the quote unquote leadership team, I don't care if it's just 10 guys that just want to throw together a racing league and go race on Wednesday nights. Go ahead. That's what we're here for. We're here to build upon it. We're here to add as much as we can. I am here. My job is to support it as best as I can, whether that's financially or otherwise, or go out there and track down sponsorship if it continues to grow. Perfect example is the sports car series. It just kept growing. I said, well, I got to, strap my boots on and go find some sponsorship for it and get it onto the show. So that's my role in everything. My role really isn't anymore to think of the newest thing or try to shoehorn a different series in. Other people are doing that, and lo and behold, like I said, you take your hands off the wheel and you've got 11 racing series.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, you know, and I hope we continue to do that. I hope we continue to experiment. I hope we continue to have people step up and be like, you know what? I think it'd be super cool to run jumpy trucks, on
Yeah.
Sundays. And, and there's 15 people that want to do it. We'll give you all the support. We'll give you the formula that we use to make it successable. Have at it. I love that. I love that so much. And people continue to do that. So, but yeah, we got to, and yeah, I mean, it was Daytona week. The name of the show is Pack Sand Daytona. Pack Sand, Daytona soapboxes, all of it. It was a rough week, man. Some of the racing was really, really good.
Yeah.
Some of it wasn't good. Some of the after race banter was normal. Some of it was above normal or below.
Yep.
I guess it depends on your opinion. Glass half full, empty. Had to quiet a few things down, shut a few things down, and again, I don't know that I've ever explained this on this show, and then I'm going to shut up. I feel like I've been talking way too long. It is with great intention our Discord is the way that it is lighthearted. It is not politically correct. It is memes, it's jokes, it's some dark humor, because that's the life we've all led in the military and as first responders and things like that. It is with great intention. Me and Jamie's kept it that way because we want people to feel at home. We don't want them to feel like they're being censored or monitored. We have our limits, folks. Some of you have tested those limits and you got your little hand slapped or whatever. And we want to continue to be that way. And so I would say, where the line on the racetrack gets drawn. See what I did there? Is, I know. Come on. We don't take kindly to personal attacks. We're not in the 7th grade. We're not on the playground, and we're not gonna just chuck around insults and insult each other's family members and things. That's just unnecessary. If you want to tell me to go pack sand, I'm all about it. Tell me to pack sand. Tell me exactly how to pack the sand. Tell me what bag to pack the sand in. Tell me how much pressure to apply to the sand that I'm packing. I'm perfectly happy with it.
Yeah.
Leave the extracurricular stuff out. We don't need it.
Yeah. Well, it's easy when you're online. You're typing in a space. You forget that there's another person on the other side, and you don't know what the other person is going through. You don't know what what their life is like. You don't know that stuff, and it's easy to take on track stuff. And when it's online, I don't know what that is, but it's just so much easier to just kind of pop off on somebody in text form on a where you can't see their face and you would in real life. And we're all guilty of it, but I think it's definitely important to know if you're going to talk trash, who you're talking trash to. Make sure that they know them and it's something that that they're aware of. But yeah, just I guess not that I'm bad about getting preachy on here. I ain't no doubt about it, but I care a lot about Goat Locker, and I want to see it continue to flourish. And I just don't forget that this is about veterans, first responders, and people who need a place to come and be a part of something and have friendly banter is great, but when it becomes ugly and it becomes visceral, what are we doing? We're doing the wrong thing. We're going down the wrong road, and and I'm gonna be honest. I've jumped in there and been poking and prodding at people that are getting upset, and you know what? After seeing some things, not here recently, but just over time, it's just what's the point of me poking somebody and trying to get them too mad and stuff. I like to poke people that I'm friendly with and I know who can take it, but just realize that, hey, not everybody can take it, and maybe get to know them a little bit, get and chat with them, talk with them before you start talking trash and being real ugly with them. So I don't know why it just happens. You get 600 people; they're all different type of people. There's going to be some oil and water somewhere, and just don't forget, guys, that it's a veteran. I'm gonna do my damnedest to not remember, or not forget that. And realize that people have issues. People have stuff they're going through. They're not always in the best mood. I don't have to take everything personally. I don't have to take everything at face value. And sometimes a little PM, a little private message with somebody can do a lot of good. So
it definitely can.
Yeah.
I think you said it perfectly, man. And we can jump off of this, but or beat everybody off, according to Ken Beaver, which I did apparently.
Everybody, by the way, off pit road. Yeah,
everybody. Well, he didn't say pit road. I think you said it. You just got to know your audience. I know who I can joke with pretty hard. I've just known him for years. I can go toe to toe with Jeremy Gardner. I can go toe to toe with Eddie Smith. And we both know it's not personal. We know each other well. We all those types of things. I think some people get a little confused and they're like, "Oh, those two guys are. Let me jump in it." No, you weren't invited to this party. You don't know me like that. You don't know the other person like that. So let's, hey, well, I know how to. No, you get go on. You don't know me like that. But that's another part of growing, and everybody learns, and we all get accustomed to one another, and we continue to grow, and we figure things out as it goes. And the wonderful part about this community is it tends to self-police.
Yeah.
And especially nowadays, there are way too many people that care so much about the organization that they're just not going to let anybody come in here and just run amok. They'll handle their business pretty quickly. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I like people, if they got something to say about the race, somebody did them wrong, and they want to be public about it. That's what the soapbox is for. I think it's great, but I still like the trash talk. I still like when somebody comes in there and just decides to say, "You idiot." I love that because sometimes I need to be called an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Sometimes I might need to check the scale and make sure it's not getting out of hand.
Here we go.
Maybe it's something I need to hear, and
maybe.
But yeah, sometimes that kind of stuff helps, and sometimes it's helpful just to get it out, and we see that all the time, and just kind of get it out there. And most of the time, people get over it, I think it works well. Every once in a while, Daytona can just really kind of fire everything up. So. But we still have one of the best communities. I think we get on here and I probably do the wrong thing and talk about this stuff too much. But I do want to say that this community is top notch, helping people. People when someone needs something, there's 5, 6, 7, 8 people jumping in almost immediately, ready to help somebody out, get something going, get a banner put in, get a car painted. Hey, I need some advice on how to race this car. I don't know how to do this. My computer's messed up. Can somebody help me? This community is unbelievable when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't want to misrepresent Goat Locker's Discord at all. If you're not part of it, if you're outside or watching this show, bless your heart if that's the case. But there's so much good things that go on there. People making relationships, meeting in real life. It's a beautiful thing. So a lot of good things happening. So hopefully as the racing goes on, everything calms down and everybody realizes we're here for veterans. We're here to include those, that we bring in and make sure they feel like they're a part of the group. And I think Go Locker's done a great job of that for a long time. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome. And we're just cool people wanting to do cool things, right?
That's right.
That's it. At the end of the day.
We're just a couple cool guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, Warrior Spotlight. We missed this last week somehow, and I can't believe it. That's crazy for a podcast about veterans. We missed this somehow. I missed it. We didn't miss it. I missed it. But U.S. Army veteran Charles Abert. One of our, I think he's series director, race control. I think he's a major flunky, is what it is. He does everything. He'll come to you and he'll say, "Hey, look, I need something to do. Give me something to do. Let me do something. I want to do it." And Charles Abert is that guy. And so we want to celebrate him tonight. He entered the Army at the age of 17. After 35 years of service, he retired in 2022. He served as a tanker, cavalry scout, and instructor in various positions, as well as completing several deployments. So This week, Charles Abert. I can't think of a better one to highlight. He has done a lot of stuff for Goat Locker and continues to do so.
Yeah, Abert's been a lot of fun, and also, by the way, a recipient of equipment as well. If you all remember, a year and a half ago or whatever it was, we did the honorable recharge, and the whole reason we did that was to raise the funds to put a really nice rig for him, and he ended up getting a Moses set up and all that other stuff too. And then, yes, he is the consummate. How can I help? How can I get involved? What else do you guys need? What else? What else? What else? What else? And you would think, after a while, he would just be like, okay, that's enough. But I've not heard him say uncle yet. And I know it's helping out a lot of people around here. It's taken a lot of stress off a few of us around here as well, to kind of spread that workload a little bit, take a little off Dan, take a little off Jake, take a little off of Tim. He's just been incredible. And then one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. I mean, just a very servant heart.
Yeah, I actually owe him a. I was supposed to push him to the win at Daytona because I accidentally wrecked him in the recruitment race for Friday night. I got a little hyphy. I got a little excited. Little Eddie on the track gets a little excited sometimes, and he tries to make wild moves that he saw on TV, and and so I wrecked him. I was supposed to push him at Daytona, but I didn't. I couldn't find him. I had my own issues at Daytona that I was getting through on Friday night. So I don't know if you went back and watched that, but what a wild finish to that Premier Truck Series, SAVE22's Premier Truck Series. It was a wild race. A couple big Days of Thunder moments for me. I just kept going to the front of the field, from the back, then back to the back, then back to the front, and then through the field in a wreck, and then back to the back and through the field, and somehow finished sixth. So, but yeah. Anyway, Charles Abert, your Warrior Spotlight. I think I said Veteran Spotlight, but he's veteran. So
no, you said Warrior.
Oh, I did? Oh, okay.
You did. You nailed it. You don't ever mess up.
Boom!
Perfection.
I never mess up. Hey, one thing I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
Boop.
Boop.
What is this? Oh, this is driver registration. This is the wrong one. Hey, there it is, the web store. Go check this out, guys. There's a lot of stuff on there. And you guys always come up with these good ideas. You got all these ideas of things that needs to be on the web store. Well, you got to buy stuff on the web store if you want to keep adding stuff to it. So go check out the web store. Go buy something. Go get it set up. And, oh, by the way, while you're there, join the pit crew.
You should. I'm sorry. I know I was doing this thing, and that's just annoying. You shouldn't do that while somebody else is talking.
You're wagging your finger at me. What were you saying?
I wasn't wagging. Where's that? It's over there. My camera's over there. I wasn't wagging my finger at you. But yeah, please go to the web store. Get all the Goat Locker Racing merchandise that you ever should want or need in your life. And if you've got enough in your life, I guarantee your family doesn't have enough in their life. Until everybody at the Hogard family reunion is wearing Goat Locker Racing gear, then you haven't bought enough stuff. You just haven't.
Yeah.
So you need to do that. But that brought to mind a couple different things, because one of the things I always see in the chat, like when we talk about our web store, everybody's like, I want SAVE22 stuff. And I get like agitated because I'm like, this isn't SAVE22's podcast. So if you want their stuff, you go see them. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to appease the people. I'm going to get some stuff for you, and then I'm going to put it in your hands. And then we showed off the world's longest hat. So I have these 10 hats. It just looked cool when I set it up there. I'm like, ooh. And then over the weekend, I talk to John Moser all the time from SAVE22, an amazing human being himself. And I keep talking the same thing, the same joke. I cracked the same joke. I'm like, all these guys could jump on my podcast and want your stuff. So when he came down to see us in Columbus, Ohio, he brought me 2 tubs full of shirts. Long sleeves, short sleeves, you name it. If it's got SAVE22 on it, we got 2 tubs full of shirts sitting at the office right now. And so we are going to quickly figure out how we're going to start getting some of this stuff out to you all. And whether we're going to do some fun little contests within Discord, whether one day I'm in Discord and say, oh, those 5 people just commented on this, you get a shirt. I don't know. It's going to be so random, you're not going to know what to do with yourself. You're just going to show up one day and a SAVE22 shirt's going to be sitting on your front doorstep, and you're like, what did I do to deserve this?
So you're going to Oprah it?
No, let's not do that.
You get a shirt. You get a hat.
That's not. Don't do that. Let's not do that. But I hate holding on to stuff too. It's just it does me no good to hold onto 2 tubs full of SAVE22 shirts. What does us some good is to spread the word, get some of you guys that gear, so you can wear it and help support and advertise and all those types of things. So don't know how we're gonna do it yet. Again, I could just be in Discord one day and be like, man, that guy's really active right now and said something positive. Like somebody actually said something positive in our Discord. That guy gets a shirt. I know. One day it's gonna happen. One day Kareem Smith is going to say something positive in Discord. I don't know. Maybe one day Noah Hogard will actually, mature enough to say something besides some broken sentences and some memes. I don't know. Jeremy Gardner.
See, guys, this is why the Discord's like it is. Right. This is why. This is why. We found the problem. We rooted it out like a dang squirrel. We rooted it out. We found it. There you go. This is why this happens.
I catch strays all day long. Now I'm the guy with the microphone right now. I'll shoot the strays all I want. No, we're just gonna do some really fun stuff with it, and so over the next couple of weeks we'll figure that out, and then we're just gonna start offloading. But I mean, some of you I know are tremendous supporters of SAVE22. So please just reach out to me. If you reach out to me, request a shirt size, and I'll see what we can do. Because that's what we do around here. If I get stuff, I'm gonna send it right back out the door. Doesn't do me any damn good. But that was another part of that whole thing. Yeah.
Well, and look, and like I said, when you're at the web store, go join the pit crew. Why not? Go check out the GLR pit crew. I'm a member. I joined. I'm part of the pit crew. Let's see. Somebody else is part of the pit crew. Who is it? Michael Johns.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, he joined the pit crew.
Shirts are being made. And so we'll get those out to you guys. The exclusive red pit crew shirt that I know everybody's just salivating at the mouth to get their hands on.
Yeah, only cool kids wear the red pit crew shirt.
Only the cool kids. We're going to do some cool stuff for our pit crew members. Exclusive access to certain race tickets that get donated to us, things along those lines. So it's $20 a month. I get it. We're a nonprofit, and every time we turn around, we're like, hey, I could use some more funding. But that's how we make all this happen. That's how we make 11 series. That's how we make, the trophies that everybody's been seeing. We make those things happen. We make the podcast happen. We make, 7 broadcasts happen. It all just, I don't even want to go.
Well, I know we start every once in a while. We kind of get. I know it seems like we're, Pat's like a preacher and a pupil talking about some. Let's pass the plate around, but. Think about it, man. I've said this 1,000 times. $20 a month for everything that Goat Locker does is incredible. Like, it's unbelievable what you would get, and I think that's such a great value. If you enjoy the series that you run, or the multiple, if you run all 11 series, which I know we have some people probably that do, some crazy folks out there. For $20 a month, it's not a bad little get up. That's a lot of stuff that you get to do. And you get free entry into the Premier Series. Pretty sweet. So, pretty cool all around. I think it's a great initiative, and it's just a way to help Goat Locker generate income. That's all it is. So, you've probably got a Netflix subscription laying around that you're not watching. You don't watch any shows on it. Cancel it. Sign up for the pit crew. Get something really cool. Make your money. Go somewhere just flat out amazing. And it's tax deductible. So, how about that?
Yeah. And then, just had an epiphany too. I mean, unless you're in the pit crew, you're not welcome to the new headquarters. I mean, it's pit crew only. You won't even be able to get in the front door. We're gonna have a bouncer out front, which at the end of the day, it's Andy Carnes.
Bouncy castle.
He's just probably one of those two. I don't know. But yeah, the pit crew program's been doing really, really well. Thank you to everybody that has joined up. It just helps us out incredibly, and continue to do the mission that we do. And when we launch down the road to go deliver one of these sim rigs, it's not free. There's a lot of cost that goes into it, and this all helps out, and it does, as Eddie said, and it changes these people's lives for the better. So thanks, and we'll do some cool stuff for you too. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick, a really big stick or no stick. I don't know. No, Noah. No. I think he asked that the last time too.
He wants
And
a
that's
pit crew member sleep over.
mm,
Hey, but I bet y'all could build some sick forts being in the military. Don't y'all go to a lot of forts? Anyway, um, yeah. So talk a little bit about the racing series a little bit.
yeah,
We've got 11 series. There's been
sure.
some cool stuff. We can't talk about all 11 series, so I hate to sit down. We're not going to break down every single
No.
series, but kind of wanted to think. Pat, you could talk about the Wednesday night series if you want to, and talk about your race there. But yeah, I'd love to talk about some things that kind of stuck out from you this week. I know you've been out on the weekend, but I'd love to actually hear some of y'all's favorite moments in. Somebody said there's a lot of dust on those dumbbells behind me. Well, that's why I need to pound sand, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So I'd love to hear some of y'all's favorite moments from the racing series. If it was your moment or someone else's moment from any of the races this week, I'd love to hear it. And we'll kind of talk about our races. My moment, if I'm going to be selfish, is talk about that save that I had, not save, but just driving through the wreck on Friday night. I pooped my pants a little bit.
Nope.
The little poop came out and missed about 15 cars trying to get back up through the field after I spun myself across the nose of Cody Anderson I was pushing Levi McCarty. We had gotten together. You know how plate races are. You just kind of get in where you fit in if you can't find anybody. Yep. I'm not really a part of a team. I always feel weird to be on teams because there's so many people that I like and like racing with. And so I kind of get in where I fit in. And Levi we just happened to get connected there towards the end of the race. And I was pushing him. I pushed him out a little bit too early and started to overheat. And I was trying to we were on the last 2 or 3 laps, and I was trying to get the thing to cool off but not completely douse the bottom line. And so I was focused out front, trying to push him, but also keep my motor from blowing, and just came down across his nose, spun out, didn't hit anything. Caution comes out, and I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. I got all the way to the front, was in a great place, and now I got to go all the way to the back. And in 2 cautions, I was back up to 6th. So I had to go through a whole bunch of cars, big old wrecks this week. It was unbelievable. Daytona puts on some really, really good shows. It was a lot of fun, but the racing was all really good. I'm thinking back to some broadcasts that we did this week, and the ending to the Sunday night. Almost called it the wrong name. The Grand National Series was incredible. Really wild race, kind of messy for some of it, but there at the end had a really good race, a good battle to the end of that thing. That was a really great finish. I don't know, Pat. Tell me about that next gen race. You were doing good for a while, and you had a really good paint scheme, by the way.
Thank you.
Big shout out for that. But you were doing great early on. What happened? You started to fade a little bit.
Yeah. So let's it was my first time on track all season. So let's
Okay.
hey, I'm gonna throw out the excuses right now. So let them get you out and just
That's
take
all right.
your head up. You know what? That was your first race of the season, man. But no, it was incredible, and I think one of the coolest parts, and I could talk about the race itself and my personal experience with it, but it goes to show you why those are Premier Series. That was an incredible damn race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, on Wednesday night. It was couple cautions, and then it got a little messy, and then we had a super long run to the end. I mean, it was, and 38 guys on track. Incredible. I was pretty proud of myself. First race of the spring, and got the pole, led some laps early. I think I led 35 of the first 50 laps or something along those lines, and feeling pretty good. But you get a little behind on strategy. You get a little behind on see why I was just gonna breeze past all of that right there. I don't know why some of these people are here. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. We talk about this whole thing.
You got to power through, Pat. You got to power through.
Got to power through. Got it. And I don't know. You just get behind on strategy a little bit, and really at the end of the day, it's exactly what happened to me. I just got behind on a little bit of the strategy. you get door banged a couple times, you lose a spot, aero becomes a pretty big problem. And
You also almost wrecked yourself with the
well, I
your
did
left
that.
front on the apron.
Yeah, it was
You're
a little bit
conveniently leaving that part out.
yeah. Well, I only lost one spot on that one. I was doing just fine. Yeah, you got to test it out every now and again. I wanted to, just kind of loosen the car up. I just went a little too far with it. But incredible race. Had a whole lot of fun. Yeah, faded there a little bit. Just again, I mean, I think I had paint off of four people's. The old saying, like if you got tire marks on your left door, you're probably slow. I had at least four different drivers hit me on the left side. So I guess it was they just got behind, but whatever. It was fun, man, and some great racing, and then some great calls at the end of the race. Cody Anderson being one of them grabbed two tires. Jeremy Gardner grabbed two tires. Both of Gardner obviously got the win. Cody finished third. So an incredible finish there for a green white checker too. Just really really fun.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the chat. Wesley Burke had a great save in Premier Trucks. It was definitely a fantastic save. Noah Hogard, money shifts in the Premier Series on a restart. That was one of the wrecks I had to dodge. I actually got a penalty for that going down pit road and had to go to the back a couple times. But that happens. Gosh, that's happened to everybody.
Everybody loves a good money shift.
Yeah, Samuel Joseph and Jamie Lipke had a great battle for the amateur win. Jamie was able to get the win at Texas. That was a really good battle at the end. I couldn't even show the leader. I think Barrett Morton won the actual pro side of that race, and I should know I was there. But I could not take the camera off of Lipke and Joseph. That was a fantastic battle. So teammates racing each other clean, and that's the way we love to see it. But the Texas race really really good in that car. The next gen car at Las Vegas is actually visually it's really unbelievable to watch as you're watching everybody kind of fan out all over the turns and try to find even when you and McCarty were battling out, he was searching trying to find some racing room there, and would go up to the high side in 1 and 2. It just didn't work.
Is that what you call air blocking? That's what he was doing, was air blocking. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, continue. We opened the soapbox.
That's one of the fun parts about it. No, we didn't open a soapbox. I love that part about it, and Levi McCarty's really really good at it. He's really really good at air blocking, and the next gen is so super super sensitive to it. Oh, I thought we were back to allowing this to happen. Oh.
Tell me more about how he's air blocking you, Pat.
He did. And congratulations to him. He knew exactly where to put his car and exactly what to do. Because I got a couple runs on him, and I thought, okay, because I was coming in a lane or two higher into the corner he was. That was just my line and his line, and I get a run on him coming down the front stretch, and I'll be dadgum. He wouldn't go all the way to the bottom. He'd be right there in my lane, and I'm like, that's good. I mean, I can't hate you for it. I mean, you're doing exactly what you need to do. But dang it, get out of my way. And then you lose the nose of your car because now all the air is gone, and it's too much fun. And then to have some of those things, even I think even after the race, Gardner he wasn't yelling at me. He's like, "Dude, you air block an SOB?" And I'm like, "That's what you do in this car." If you ever watch NASCAR on TV, that's what you do. You just air blocking.
Yep. And also the side draft was a big part of that race too. A lot of people were really taking advantage of that. I know Ryan Pendleton was doing a good job of that. Later in the race, Levi was doing a really good job. I like the next gen because, and something that I said on the broadcast was, not only are you controlling your car, but the next gen car does give you the ability, like the old days. You think back to the early mid 2000s in NASCAR, you could get on someone's rear bumper, make them loose. You had a little bit of control over how someone else's car was handling, and the next gen sort of has that, where you can get to their right rear, left rear, you can pull them back. It's just a lot of manipulation you can do to the other car, and if you figure that out and you're able to use it, you can really make it work for you. So I saw a lot of that last night, and I thought it was really really fun to watch. Made it a super entertaining race, especially on the restarts. Guys are going 3 wide. The side draft kind of slows everybody and bunches everybody up, and Man, it was a lot of fun. A lot of tight off of turn 4, though. It's one thing that I saw a lot of is guys getting down to the inside. If you got right there on their door, it would just lose all the front downforce and your car would just sail. And the next gen, you can't actually hit the throttle and rotate the car. And it just, once you push the throttle, it's too late. We saw Tyler Justice have that happen where he gets on the gas trying to get under somebody, and the car, because the way that those cars are built, just doesn't rotate, and it just pushed up into somebody. There's nothing you could do once that happens. That's the worst part about it. You get on the gas, you're trying to get up under, and you realize as you're getting to the end of that corner, you're like, I'm not going to make this.
Yep.
I am in trouble. And so you push up into the guy, and of course he's pissed. He's like, what the hell are you doing? And you have to go, sorry, didn't mean to do it. But if you lift, it will actually push up even more. So a lot of really tight racing last night that was really fun. All the week it's been fun. I won a race. I completely forgot. I won a race on Sunday in the Gen 4.
Oh, that's right.
Series. Yeah, we got a Gen 4 series on Sundays in the afternoon, and we raced old Daytona and the 2003 cars, and I tell you, incredible race because I won. Obviously, that's why the racing was the best. But it was actually a weird race because we all ended up running the top. We were all running single file at the top of the racetrack because of the way the car was handling, the way the draft was working. And those cars actually are modeled really well where there's a big old bubble that you really can't do anything with. And so you can really air block in that car. It's crazy. But you can generate these runs, and the side draft doesn't affect them as much as, say, like the next gen. So, really fun race. I was actually really impressed about how that car drove. We actually had a guy, somebody was new, I can't remember who it was, but actually came up on the on the radio and said, is there a reason why we're all running at the wall? And I was like, this feels kind of like what those cars drove like sometimes. So,
yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
That series is pretty cool, and it runs every other week. And so in the off weeks, they have decided to throw some fun stuff in there. So I think this week coming up, they're going to run Indy cars at Talladega. So if you're just looking for something flat fun to do, check out the Sunday series. Practice opens at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The race starts at 2 p.m. If you want to compete for the points and championship, like I said, it's every other week in the Gen 4. But every other week, they're going to throw something up fun. So check them out.
I think they got Indy at the Indy car at Talladega this week. That'll be a lot of fun.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading. I don't listen to you, Pat.
I'm used to it. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, just in case anybody didn't hear it, both of us, it's IndyCar at Talladega.
IndyCar, Talladega, Sunday, 1 p.m. Be there.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, in 7 minutes, the Dirt Series opens up. Right now, you've got 7 minutes left in Indy next.
Pat's got to go.
I don't have to go. So you got 7 minutes to get into the Indy next race because practice will end and the race will start at 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., the practice opens up for the Dirt Series, and it's 305s at Lanier. Lanier. Yep, Lanier, right? Or Eldora. Okay. No, the late models will be at Eldora. It's 305s at Lanier. So you got a lot of people right now have 7 minutes to make incredible decisions. Are you gonna panic and jump into that Indy next race at Road America, or are you gonna grab a wobble pop and take the next 6 minutes, watch us, and then jump into the dirt? The decisions will be made in the next 6 minutes.
I love it. What do you think about this new chase format, Pat? When we get ready to close this episode up, what do you think about it?
I think it's a good compromise. I think the playoff system kind of had its time. I think it was very exciting for.
You were saying? Well, I'll give my opinion on it as we're waiting on Pat to come back. I don't know if he likes it or dislikes it. I don't know. Well, yeah, I think it's a good thing. I really enjoyed the change. We'll see what y'all think in chat and let us know what you think. I remember back in the day that the the chase was kind of looked down on when Jimmy Johnson was kicking everybody's butt. Everybody hated the chase, so they wanted something just completely different. Yeah, he's got to go to the dirt race, guys. He had to go. I look back on it and I go, man, people really didn't like the chase at the time and wanted it to obviously go back to the old Winston paint scheme or points system. And he's back. There he is. I don't think he's back. He's frozen. There he is. What happened? Oh, can't hear you. Your volume's muted. Yep, can't hear you.
Let's try that. Is that
there we go. He's back.
I don't know. You ever start hearing your computer go ba-ding, ba-dum, ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-dum, and then things just start shutting off?
Yeah.
I don't know what my computer decided to do, but everything, the camera died, the mic died. It just all. You hear?
I thought you went to go race dirt. That's what I thought. You were so excited to go race dirt, you just jumped off real quick.
And then I hear all the Windows sounds like things are disconnecting from my computer, and I'm like, well, this is magic. This is exactly what I wanted to have happen tonight. But now, more importantly, to get back to the question that you asked about I think that all kind of played itself out with the playoffs and everything, and I think it was fun. I've always kind of been of the accord that I don't think one race should decide a champion. That's not NASCAR. Yep. That doesn't really even make much sense because it's. We'll use football for example. Hoosiers. They won the national championship. When you play football, you play it on a field. The field doesn't change. None of that changes. It's still the game. Yeah. It's still the players. In racing, the racetrack changes and how the car reacts to that racetrack and things like that. And so for some of it, I think there was always an advantage. There are certain drivers that are just really good at Homestead. Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, guys like that really know how to ride the wall and do that type of thing. Yeah. Or there's really, really good guys at Phoenix. Penske there for a while was just absolutely dominant. And everybody else was chasing Penske drivers there at that championship race. Yeah. And so I never thought that the playing field was even though 4 drivers made it to that championship race, the playing field wasn't even. Right. And so this evens it. Now it's going to reset to the old chase format, and it's going to be a points thing at the end of it. So there's going to be that reset, and what you did in the regular season is going to matter. But now you're going to go into this, and you've got to perform each and every week. And I think that is the appropriate way to crown a champion in NASCAR. I don't ever think they should go back to just the straight point system. Back in the Winston Cup and things like that. You had so many years that it was 2 and 3 races before the end of the season. Somebody had just walked away with it, whether it was Jeff Gordon or something along those lines. And it's like, well, if you're a Jeff Gordon fan, that's cool. But now the next 3 races don't mean crap to anybody. So I think the reset will be really cool. And then, having the wins count for more points, significantly more points. So that puts the emphasis on winning. So you still have that emphasis on winning. And then you're still going to have the stage points and all that other stuff that plays into it. So I like it. I dig it. Let's see how it goes. But it doesn't matter, Eddie. Yeah. You know that. NASCAR fans are horrible. They don't give a crap. They're just going to piss, moan, and whine and complain about it anyway.
No doubt.
They are the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's no doubt that the playoff system generated excitement. Mm-hmm. The cutoff races were exciting. If you're talking about Game 7 moments, well, how about some Game 4 moments, like when Chastain wall rides to get to that? Mm-hmm. Those moments don't happen without the playoff system. Some stuff like what you saw Austin Dillon do, which obviously not great, but you love to see that out of drivers where they're willing to go that extra mile and do whatever it takes. And so, you're going to lose some of that stuff, maybe. But I think at the risk of devaluing your championship, I think it's worth losing those moments. The Final Four never really felt like a championship to me. I was obviously thrilled in November when
Yep.
Kyle Larson did what he did, but there's no part of me that says that he was the deserving champion. He is the champion. He will always be the champion of that season. But do you think that he was, in the way the rules are set up, he got sort of lucky there? And getting lucky and winning a championship should never be the case. And there's no game 7 where you get lucky. Like there's a lot that goes into that. So I don't know. I don't know. Well, go ahead. What you got?
I'll agree that the point you're trying to make. I would also say a lot of those game 7s comes down to coaches making calls. It comes down to that 4th and 5 play. Do you call that quarterback sneak and he goes in for the touchdown? And I think the championship this year was decided on just that. It was a coach making a call, and the right call, and a coach calling the wrong defense. It was one calling the right offense, one calling the wrong defense, and that's what decided it. I will be the same as you. I will never say somebody didn't deserve something or whatever the heck. I felt horrible for Denny Hamlin. I don't even like it.
Yeah.
But felt absolutely horrible for him. But I also think, and I think a lot of people try to discredit, Kyle Larson's championship or whatever. Was he the best car there? No. Was he one of the best drivers? 100% He's proven that year after year after year. Did his crew chief out-crew chief Denny Hamlin's? 100%, and it's a team sport. So
yeah, I think the overall point was, for me, is that I don't want the championship to be devalued. I want it to be
right. Yep.
I want it to be more valuable than it is. The Winston Cup was as valuable as it could get because that was the literally hardest thing you could do. Go 36 races and be the best. And that is so difficult, especially in that era. There were a lot more mechanical failures, a lot more issues getting to the finish of those races. They were definitely more like endurance races. But it was it was definitely, when you were the champion in the Winston Cup Series, there was just no doubt you were the champion.
Right.
You were the best all season. And so the chase kind of does devalue the entire season a little bit because it just kind of – but I think the compromise with the points, giving the regular season champion a boost, and then instead of everybody having the same points, you have a sort of a scaled system, and so you're rewarded for that system or for that season that you've had, and I think that's what you want. You want to feel like at the end of the season that your champion wasn't just good at that one racetrack.
Right.
They were good everywhere. Now, I don't think, I still believe that Logano was a champion. I still, even though he was out of the playoffs, got added in, won Vegas, and then ended up there at their best racetrack. I still say he's a champion. But I think since the playoff system, it's just slowly eroded the value of a championship. And I think there was no way to know that until we get here. And we've seen it enough times, and we're like, okay, it's not really crowning a champion in the best way. And I think that you're right. I think it's a great compromise. I'm excited to go back to that. I hope that the NASCAR fans, kind of, I don't know. NASCAR can never seem to win in these deals.
No, never.
Everybody hates everything. Kenseth, never wins a race, wins the championship. They hate it, and then. And now all of a sudden, now we want to go back to that. But I do know that there's a lot of NASCAR fans. So the ones that hated that, loved the chase, and then the vice versa, the people who, hated that point system, wanted the chase, whatever. And so there's a lot of fans. It's not always the same people changing their mind, but it's got to be frustrating to be in that part of NASCAR where you're trying to make those decisions that your fans want, and you're just like, man, I can never win here.
I think it was Dale Jr. I think I watched an interview or something along those lines, and he talked about how NASCAR was trying to do the same things in this playoffs and everything, like stick and ball sports, with playoffs and playoff brackets and things like that. And, what is there some fear, and part of that was to try to draw in that fan base, to draw in more of that type of a fan base. And, I think he said, did it work? Not really sure. Did it drive away some of the older guys? So, is it a zero-sum value? It probably was. It was probably more of NASCAR probably took more of a hit doing this than they did gain anything.
Yeah.
And that's, but that's also, that shows up in a lot of different places. It was incredible to me the year, the fall of 2024, we went to the Bristol night race. And I hadn't been to Bristol in 20 years. And to see how many empty seats were there and empty campgrounds and things like that was just wild to me, because the last time I was there, I mean, it was packed. I mean,
Yeah.
packed. There wasn't a parking spot to be found. There wasn't a campsite to be found, and so, as the sport evolves, the thing I always love seeing, and we were just talking about this with Goat Locker, continue to evolve, try things. If it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well. We've got other systems we can fall back on or change to. Organizations that die, organizations that lose everything. Shut up, Joseph. They stay in their way. They don't change. They don't embrace change. They don't try to change.
Yeah.
And so you have to really feel, you got to feel for NASCAR, always stuck in a rock and a hard place, because you got your purists, you praise Dale, and then you got your, whatever on the other sides. I don't know what you would call them. And so they're always in the fight between the two. And and then, you've got, it's crazy, but I think it's going to be awesome. I think you're going to have a different champion this year. And it's going to be a champion that was really good across the board for a long period of time. Not at one race, one call, one last caution. And no, it's going to be, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Can't wait for that to get going. Kind of want to talk about something real quick, and then we'll get out of here. I said that was going to be the last thing, but keep an eye out for Conrad Wheaton. If I don't know who that is, he's in the Goat Locker Discord, and he is working on an iRacing software that he's been kind of demoing. You can check it out whenever he posts it, but he is putting together a suite of software that you might want to check into. One of our own Goat Locker, a vet who doing some really, really cool stuff, and I've seen some of the prototypes of it all, and really, really cool software that you use to kind of, I think his purpose was to be able to help spot his team whenever they were running the 24, and be able to sit there and keep tabs on telemetry and see all the kind of different stuff. There's a lot of features in there. I can't cover them all, and I'm not going to go through them all, especially since he hasn't released anything. So who knows what features will be there? But keep an eye out on that, and maybe it's something that we can get rid of all of our telemetry software that we use and use somebody that we got in house. It looks really cool. It's got some cool stuff. Got some cool ideas that he wanted to see through. And Pat, I don't know what do you think about this idea? We kind of floated this idea, me and him, back and forth, and kind of brainstormed what we thought it was going to be. But being able to have a companion app or a companion website for your broadcast. So let's say Mama Ellingson is watching Jacob Ellingson on track, and he's racing, and dadgummit, the doggone broadcasters won't show him. It won't show Jake. I don't know where he's at. How cool would it be to pull up an app or a website and see the in-car cam of whatever driver you wanted to see? How cool would that be?
That would
Something
be
to think
cool.
about. Something to think about.
Cool.
Something you think it would be cool. See all their telemetry, the standings, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Let him know that'd be something that you'd want to do. Some of your viewers or people that watch your races, if y'all think about that, maybe let him know. Cool idea. I'd be interested to see how that plays out. So something to be thinking about and something to look forward to. He's been putting a lot of work into it, and I know he's super proud of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, and for anybody, I just saw that from Mike there, MJ Johns, Michael MJ Johns, something, I don't know. You can there it is right there, but you can always go to www.goatlockerracing.org and check out all the cool stuff that we got on there. We got a lot of the videos from where we delivered the equipment to the veterans. If you go to the story page, we've got some of those veterans that actually Eddie put together this really heartfelt video of them and talking about what Goat Locker Racing means to them. And then, hit the store tab. And underneath that store tab, you'll see links to some of our sponsors as well, like GTR Simulators and things like that, and MK Fire Design. And you can go check out their stuff. But there it is right there. You can, and then, of course, I mean, if you're going to take the time to head over to, goatlockerracing.org, I mean, click the pit crew. Just click that button while you're there too. Click the button, down below. Pledge $20 a month. We'll send you a red T-shirt. I mean, you get a red T-shirt.
I love it. Well, all right. Well, that has been a heck of a show. Glad to be back on here tonight. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, we got some racing going on here tonight, so go have fun, enjoy it, be good to each other. Let's all vow. Let's make a vow right now that we'll still have fun. We'll poke fun at each other, but let's try it for a week and see how it goes. And let's be good to people. Don't be ugly to folks, and be vicious. And if you got something you really need to say, don't do it in public. Do it if you're going to try to be ugly. Take it to PM and talk it out, and maybe find out that maybe you're wrong.
Yeah, except for don't PM my admins or my race controllers cussing them out. That's not good either.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't
do that. Don't do that. They'll be like, hey, no, leave my volunteers alone.
That's right. That's right. And also, if you PM my